A constant fact along the journey to obtain the best Beidou in Genshin Impact is the need for more Mora. The gravity of this situation hit me this week, as I started leveling artifacts and ran into a whole new issue.
Insufficient Mora?
See, on top of the insanely oppressive amount of RNG that goes into getting good artifacts, there are also 3 different resources needed for them as well. These being lesser artifacts, which give your artifacts the XP to level them, the resin, which dictates how much farming you can actually do for any one resource, and Mora. Resin is a hard limiter of any amount of the game's farming, and I believe this was the one resource that would really hinder me on my journey. See, artifact XP can be gained while running the domains for the artifacts themselves, and if I really need it in a pinch, you can even get some artifacts in the open world. And Mora is obtained pretty much from doing any activity in the game, so naturally, resin is ultimately very limited. You only get a cap of 160 a day, and the ability to replenish it 6 times for 60 more resin each time, and an increasing amount of money each time. Even with bonus resin coming from fragile and transient resin, on average you have about 500 resin a day that you can farm with if you're willing to spend money, leaving you with about 15 total condensed runs of artifacts you can do a day. But this week, a new issue appeared. The Mora I had on hand ran out. See, it's true that pretty much every activity in the game gives Mora, but the amount they give you is really low. For instance, an artifact domain at the highest difficulty will give you 2.5 Mora, and leveling a single artifact to 20 costs 1.3 million Mora. I started my Beidou grind with about 3 million in reserve. However, between leveling all the potential artifacts so far, and a few other expenses, I quickly ran out of Mora and found myself needing to farm more. While cursing the fact that Zhongli got rid of his Gnosis so I can't mint more Mora, I set to spending my week farming it. Luckily, it can be obtained from Blossoms of Wealth. Unluckily, this takes resin, the other limited resource. So, unfortunately, I was not able to get much done in regards to artifact farming or Beidou this week. By the way, I streamed a part of this farm, both on Twitch and here on YouTube. I'm planning on making these streams a regular thing. Nice magic trick, what's it called? Swiping. Oh, I need a pyro for this, huh? Or I swirl, like a genius. Look at how smart I am. There's not one to swirl over here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I almost... There is a correct way to do this, and then there's the way that I'm gonna get up here. No, that's not how you do it. No, you could use that. No, I get that. No, see, I see that, but I also have a Shan Yun that I spent money on. Now, that's not to say I haven't been able to make any progress this week. I leveled to not 1, but 2 great feathers this week. It's 33.4 crit value. Oh, dang it. It's still not better. That were both worse than the one that she had equipped. And after looking more at the leaderboard on Akasha.cv, once I overcome the top Beidou in North America, I will also be the #1 in the world. Some of the top builds artifacts will be hard to overtake, like the near perfect 49 total crit value goblet. However, after adjusting my build, I now have a better circlet. Slightly. 35 to 33 crit value. Right now, a major part hindering my listing is my pitiful flower. Once we replace that, we will really rise up the ranks. Currently, my ranking is 374 out of about 51,000 total global builds. Hopefully, after a few more adjustments, I'll rise even further. And this is kind of where I need your help. As we've discussed, Mora is becoming an issue alongside everything else. I have a few promising sands that aren't attack percent. As mentioned, my goal is not just the #1 position, but the #1 position with an actual good build. And as such, before I waste resources on these sands, let me know. Are Energy Recharge and L-Mill Mastery worth it for a Beidou build? I'll wait until we have a consensus here before leveling them. I will hopefully be making strides when the next part of the series drops. I love to see you guys in my next live stream, either here or over on Twitch, linked in the description. And be sure to click here in order to watch the whole playlist of this challenge that's out so far.